All right, we've got two rifles we're gonna be painting today. We're just gonna rattle can these, maybe do a little Dawn dish soap. We're just kind of gonna wing it a little bit. The top one's just a Ruger AR-556. That's my coyote gun. The bottom one is a 350 Legend. The upper is a BCA 16-inch 350 Legend upper. Lower is a Palmetto State Armory lower. Let's see, optic is the Vortex Strike Eagle 1:6x24 LPVO. This one we're painting the muzzle vise. The top one, I've got the muzzle vise taped off because it's an ASR mount that goes to my Otter Creek polonium suppressor. Got a mag in each of them. Did take the VCG and the buffer and buffer spring out of both of them. Because if I do decide to do a little Dawn dish soap, we're gonna have to get them wet. I don't want to get those messed up. I did leave the triggers and everything in there, just didn't want to take them out. So over here we've got the top mags, 5.56 mags at 120 and 230s. The 20 mags sometimes work a little better with tripods, so I like to use those. Lower mags are just two 10-round 350 Legend mags. Let's see what we got over here for paint. All right, for paint, we've got one Rust-Oleum, two Krylons. The store kind of had a crappy selection yesterday, so we've got matte river rock. That's going to be our base cover. We're going to cover everything up with flat earth brown and matte Spanish moss. I want these two to be the main colors, with this one kind of a background color. Never done this before though, so we're just going to wing it and see how it goes. I do have some stencils coming, so we're gonna get this base coat on now and just kind of see how it goes. I do have some just thin plastic on the ground. You don't need to do that. This is an unfinished basement. I did that because if I decide to do Dawn dish soap, it's gonna be messy. So yeah, we're just going to get this set up and then we're gonna send it. All right. This is not a well-ventilated area, if you know what I mean. All right, there's the first side. Should take 30, 45 minutes for this thing to, I don't know. We're gonna give it 30, 45 minutes just to let it dry a little bit. We'll come down, flip them over to the other side. We'll be done with our base coat. All right, it's been about 30 minutes or so. I did bring a fan down here to put on it, and these could not be any drier, so we're gonna flip these over, hit the other side with our base coat. You'll see there's a lot of tape right here. This is a side charger, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, these are super dry. This one, I hit a lot of the bottom last time, so I think I'm just gonna stand them up. I wanna make sure I get everything on the top, and my dust cover's open. Wonderful. I did put a crappy charging handle in this one. I usually have a Radian Raptor SD, but I swapped that between a few rifles and one of them's not painted, so I'm gonna keep that unpainted. Oh, let's see. Mags are looking good. These are super dry. Okay. All right, let's hit this side. One thing I did on these magazines is I took the followers and the springs out. And then I did put tape on the part that actually goes in the rifle, and then the bottom plate that comes off leaves it with a couple holes there. I just put some tape inside the magazines to cover those up. These 350 Legend mags are CMMG mags, and they're metal. So I just said screw it, didn't put any tape on, didn't take anything out of those, and just I'm gonna send it. We'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I gotta buy another $20 magazine. Shields has 1,000 of them right now, so I'm not worried about it. I did tape off all the turrets on the LPVO. And all the glass, obviously. Probably putting way too much paint on here. I'll tell you what, it would be great to do this outside because it is stanky in here. But we'll survive. Try not to go too thick on here. Try to keep this can moving. This actually wasn't the original color. I wanted to do the khaki color, but my local Lowe's did not have the khaki color. So I picked the next closest thing, which probably isn't that close, but if I hate it, I'll put another coat on it. Oh well. This coat's gonna get a while longer to sit. I've got to go do some stuff, so I actually don't mind if I go a little heavier. Just making sure that I got everything. I really don't want any black on this rifle. Black's just so easy to see. Not a whole lot of black in nature. Might have to cut that. All right, here we are after our second coat. Got me some Dawn dish soap. I bought this at Dollar General. It was a complete disaster in there. Free entertainment for the day. Here we go. We're gonna start with the magazines, and we're just gonna drizzle this Dawn dish soap I think I wanna do kind of an X pattern. So our first coat's gonna go that way, and then our second coat will come back across. So we're just gonna grab this thing. Never done this before, we're winging it. We're gonna grab this thing and get after it. So here we go. Okay, these ones will be trickier because they're tiny. All right. These will also be a little trickier. Had to change my angle because it was getting kind of tough with the to hold the camera and do the Dawn. This is actually going pretty slick. Keep that away from the end of the barrel. This is gonna be sick, actually. I think I'm gonna love this. Supposedly, everywhere we put Dawn dish soap, the color will stay. Now we're doing another coat of this. And so, I don't know, we're completely winging this. We'll see. I think it's gonna be sick. Okay, we got the 350 done. I kind of got a little too much Dawn inside the crook of the buttstock there, so I'm gonna go a little lighter on this one here. I can tell this is gonna be awesome. The faster you go, the skinnier your Dawn line is, the slower you go, the fatter it is. Where I did keep the bipod on here, which is something I kind of argued with myself over, but decided to do it. We'll see. This is gonna look interesting. All right. Well, let's get to painting. All right, time to put our coat of paint on here. We're gonna lay down, the base coat was Matte River Rock, Krylon Fusion. Second coat's gonna be Matte Spanish Moss, Krylon Fusion, with the idea that our last coat's gonna be the Flat Earth Brown. And then I'm gonna come back with my stencils and kind of hit some stenciled spots with these two colors. Just kind of do something different. We'll see. I think it's gonna be sick. Here we go. Start with the magazines. I can already tell this is gonna be sick. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but the tiger stripe is already looking pretty sick. Make sure that you get everything. Before I turn my camera on, I missed a big section on the 556 and I actually had to touch it up and flip it back over. So hopefully that's dry by the time this is dry. All right, here we are after first coat of paint on top of the Dawn dish soap. So obviously everywhere the Dawn is, that tan color is gonna stay. Everywhere that's not Dawn, the green is gonna stay. Then we'll put even more Dawn on, that way we keep tan and green, and then we'll put our brown on. So we're gonna turn this fan on, let these puppies dry for, I don't know, maybe an hour. That was a pretty thick coat, so. Let these dry, flip them over, paint the other side. We are definitely not gonna finish this today, but oh well. All right, it's been about 45 minutes. These guys are still pretty wet. I must have went pretty heavy on the paint, but I'm loving how this is looking so far. I'm gonna give them probably another 45 minutes, flip them to the other side, and then we will Dawn dish soap and paint the other side. And then we might let that sit until morning. We'll see. Loving it so far. All right, we're back. It's still a little tacky, but I've got my Soundsco ASR muzzle device all taped up on this one, so I just grabbed it by the muzzle device because if the paint gets messed up on the muzzle device, I don't care because it's gonna come off with the tape. So this one I just kind of stuck my finger in the barrel, grabbed a little piece of the buttstock. I got more coats left to do, so screw it. I don't want to wait any longer. The magazines look a little goofy. The dish soap like spread out and expanded quite a bit. So I'm gonna go a little lighter on this side on the magazines. Just a couple little stripes. And I'm just following the same direction that I went on the other side. I don't know if it's the same exact way or because I flipped the rifle, but my next coat I'll just do whatever's opposite of what I have. And if I'm being honest with you, I am a little nervous about washing these. So that'll be a fun adventure that I'll probably do tomorrow sometime because I don't know if I'll have time tonight, but we'll see. All right, side number 2 with the matte Spanish moss Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint plus primer. That's what I'm using right there. So far, so good. I've watched a couple other YouTube videos about doing this with the Dawn dish soap. And some guys let this sit like 20 minutes or so to let it kind of set up. And that's something I didn't think about until this very moment. So obviously I'm not gonna do that here. It'll be nice, you'll have content to look at where someone knows what they're doing and talking about, and then you can compare it to this one. You'll know exactly what happens when you wing it. I was just thinking in my head, I can already see the comments saying this guy has no idea what he's doing. It's really presumptive of me to think that people are actually gonna watch this video. This is Ruger Arrow 556, my coyote gun after second coat of Dawn dish soap and not second coat, the second side of Dawn dish soap in the green. This is the BCA PSA 350 Legend with the Vortex LPVO after the second side is done. I think that's gonna look sick. And the magazines, kind of did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do with these. I went the wrong way, but whatever. All right, we'll be back later. All right, just got done washing these things. It's pretty cold outside, so I took them to my master bathroom and I gave them a shower. It was absolutely terrifying, but it worked. There might be a little residual soap on there. I'm gonna leave these sitting in front of this fan overnight. And we'll check back in with them again tomorrow. That's all for today. All right, we're back. It is the next morning, pre-work. These bad boys are dry. They're ready for color number 3. Looking kind of sick. I wasn't gonna do this, but I think when I'm done, I think I'm actually gonna get a matte clear coat to put over these. No, probably not. Last color is gonna be Flat Earth Brown, Rust-Oleum. First step is our Dawn dish soap. There's a couple spots on the magazine where I put way too much Dawn dish soap on the first time. And so I have way more of that brown than I do the green. So I'm gonna put a little less Dawn on those spots. Here goes. So quick and don't really squeeze very hard at all. We get a pretty thin line. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. There we go. These 20 and 30 round magazines are a lot easier to work with than these little 350 Legend mags. But cool. All right, now for the rifles, I kind of angled my Dawn last time, so I'm gonna try to cross it this time. And I think the further along you get, the more Dawn you want to put on to kind of preserve your previous colors. This is a regular B5 stock on this AR-556. I wanted the B5 stop mod stock, but I was at Shields holding them side by side. One was 60, one was 100, and this one was 60, and I couldn't really tell the difference, so I got the cheaper one, like I do. Third color, Rust-Oleum Camouflage, Flat Earth Brown. This is actually what I originally was gonna buy for all three colors, was a Rust-Oleum, but this is the only color Lowe's had, so I got these, and then I went with Krylon with the other two. So we'll see which one we like better. Yep, we're back. Turn this fan off. All right, these are looking pretty sick. The brown's definitely dry enough now. I think that fan helps a lot. Flip these over. I actually kind of really like this brown. There's kind of a lot of it though, which I don't mind. My stencils didn't come last night. Freaking Amazon, they're supposed to come yesterday. They still haven't been delivered. Now they just say in transit or whatever. But eventually when we get those stencils, we're gonna go over these with some, I don't know what you call it, Cryptek or whatever. Something fancy, kind of break up some of this brown. But I think this is gonna look really cool. That's good enough. I've been using these shims because the bipod kind of throws it off a little bit. So I'm just using shims to level it up a little. All right, this is gonna be my last round of Dawn dish soap and spray paint. Here we go. I can hear right now that there is a dog in my sink upstairs. That sucks. Had this problem last time where the Dawn kind of pulled up underneath the pick rail. So I'm gonna kind of wipe some of that shit out. Hopefully paint sticks to that. If not, I'll come mist it later. These are BCM angled foregrips that I have on the front of both of these. Those are my absolute favorite foregrip. They just allow so much leverage. You can really suck that rifle into your shoulder. So I waited right at an hour to flip these. I probably didn't need to wait that long. They were pretty, I think they were dry. I still got some paint on my fingers when I flipped them though, but now I'm gonna let these sit for, I gotta go do some shit now, but I don't have my watch on. Probably 4 or 5 hours. I gotta go make a mini road trip and then stop at the gym for an hour or so, and then I'll be home. Then I'll put these bad boys in the shower. We get to see what they look like. So, and whatever they look like after this next shower is what they're gonna look like until my stencils come in. We're gonna get some cool patterns on them. So, this will be a really cool base underneath my stencils. But I want a really random pattern that's really gonna fit in where I like to hunt. So like I said, a lot of people paint their shit for tactical purposes. I'm painting them because I hunt with them. Mostly the coyote one, but if I'm doing the coyote one, I might as well do the deer one too. All right, just gave these bad boys a bath in the shower. A lot less terrifying the second time around. And I gotta say, I think they look sick. There's a lot less of the tan in here than I thought there would be, which I'm actually happy about, because I'm gonna do some tan accenting once these damn stencils get here, if they ever do. Amazon's yanking me around. I don't know if they're when they're gonna get here, but man, look at that. A lot of guys could call it good here, would call it good here. I think it looks awesome, but I think it can look a little better with some accents. I love that though. All right, check back in later. All right, I picked up a stencil set on Amazon that I've been waiting forever to come in. It's got, I got it for this Cryptek, kind of snakeskin looking pattern, but it's got digi cam, it's got grass patterned, it's got M81, whatever, all sorted. It's like a 10 pack and it was like $6 or $8. I will throw a link in the description if I can figure out how to do that. For now, we're gonna let it rip on these bad boys here, so. Here we go. I'm gonna start with the Matte River Rock. And actually, we're gonna start on the magazines just to test this out. It's just gonna be just quick. Yeah, that's pretty sick. You know what? I'm gonna do this with all three of them right now. Probably not the brown. I've got a lot of brown. Honestly, could not be happier with how these things turned out. We got one more coat. We're about to flip these and then do the other side, and that'll be it. We'll be done. All right, time to wrap this thing up. So now that I've done it, I really like it. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I'm glad I didn't paint my thermal, my radiant charging handle, or my suppressor. I'm glad I spray painted these magazines. They turned out awesome. The Dawn dish soap effect looks really cool underneath the stencil. Yeah, I really like how that turned out. It's completely dry now. It's a few days later. Yeah, and these are awesome. So once again, this is just a under $20 way to paint your rifle, make it stand out or blend in. So you can do this with any color. If you have a rifle, paint it.